continue our examination of the events that unfold according to our narrations when the Imam of our time, Al-Imam Al-Mahdi Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif, reappears. There are many hadiths and traditions in this regard. Some of them might appear contradictory. Some of them might have a weak chain of narration. So it's quite a challenge to put all these narrations together in order to paint a clear picture of the events that will unfold after the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi. However, we will try our best to put these narrations together to give a relatively comprehensive image of what happens without going into too much detail. So the Imam alayhi salam, before he reappears, we examined that one of the definite signs is the divine call in the heavens, in the skies, where everyone on earth will hear the call of the Imam, the call of Jibreel, that Al-Mahdi is about to reappear, get ready. Many narrations indicate this will happen in the month of Ramadan. Go about 3 months later, on the night of Ashura, so the 9th of Muharram at night, narrations indicate that Al-Imam Al-Mahdi will gather 313 of his companions in Masjid al-Haram. From all around the world, Assalamu alaikum, from all around the world, they will gather to meet the Imam in Masjid al-Haram. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will facilitate their travel to Mecca. Some of them will miraculously get there. In one hadith, Al-Imam As-Sadiq alayhi salam gives us the inner meaning, the ta'wil of this verse, أَيْنَمَا تَكُونُوا يَأْتِي بِكُمُ اللَّهُ جَمِيعًا. Wherever you are, Allah will bring you forth, He'll gather you. The Imam says one application of this verse is the 313 companions of Imam al-Mahdi. Wherever they are around the world, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will gather them in Mecca, according to our hadiths, on the night of Ashura. So the Imam alayhi salam gathers his companions. He prays Salat al-Maghrib and Isha Jama'ah with them. And then he prays 2 rak'ahs by the maqam of Ibrahim. Then he gives a speech. Al-Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam has captured for us the speech that the Mahdi will deliver in Masjid al-Haram. What is it that Al-Imam al-Mahdi will say? So in a hadith narrated by Abu Khalid al-Kabuli, one of the companions of Al-Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, in this hadith the Imam says, I swear by God, it's as if I can see right now the Qa'im, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajah, Al-Imam al-Mahdi, while the Hijr is behind him. So basically the Kaaba may also be behind him because he's facing his companions and they're facing the Kaaba. And he will give the following speech. Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, inna nastansirullaha ala man zalamana. We are seeking the help of Allah over those who have oppressed us. وَسَلَبَ حَقَّنَا, those who took away our rights. Then the Imam states, O people, مَنْ يُحَاجُّنِي فِي اللَّهِ فَأَنَا أَوْلَى النَّاسِ بِاللَّهِ. Right now I am telling you that I'm the representative of God. If you want arguments on behalf of God, I am the closest one to God. If you want to talk about Adam, I'm the closest one to Adam. You want to talk about Nuh and his tradition, I'm the closest one to him. You want to talk about Ibrahim and the Abrahamic faiths, I'm the closest one to Ibrahim and the Abrahamic faiths. You want to talk about Musa, I am the closest one to Musa and his tradition. You want to talk about Isa, I am the closest one to his religion. You want to talk about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, I am the closest one to Muhammad. You want to talk about the Quran and the arguments from the Quran, I am the closest one to the Quran. In other words, the Imam says, I am the culmination of this divine path. So he makes this case, and then the Imam says in Masjid al-Haram, أنا أشهد وكل مسلم اليوم, I bear witness, and every Muslim, that we, the Ahl al-Bayt, have been oppressed, we've been exiled from our lands, we've been subject to oppression and injustice, and our families, our followers have been also oppressed. And today, I am asking you for support. So Imam al-Mahdi makes a global call over here. Who is ready to support us? In another hadith by Imam al-Baqer alayhi salam, he sheds light on some other points the Imam will raise. So he says after the Imam, Salamu Alaikum, prays Salat al-Isha in Masjid al-Haram, he will say, I remind you, O people, of my place amongst you. I am the Hujjah of God, the proof of God. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent prophets, He sent holy books, and He has commanded you not to commit shirk, to obey Allah and His Messenger, and to uphold what the Quran upholds, and to reject what the Quran rejects, to help one another in acts of goodness, to collaborate in acts of piety and righteousness. Then the Imam says, فَإِنَّ الدُّنْيَا قَدْ دَنَا فَنَاؤُهَا وَزَوَالُهَا. The Imam seems to indicate that the world is getting closer to its end. Because one of the signs of the Day of Judgment is also the reappearance of Imam al-Mahdi. So he's telling them, look, this is your last chance. If you're not going to believe now, when are you going to believe? وَآذَنَتْ بِالْوَدَاعِ. It's as if the world is almost about to farewell us. فَإِنِّي أَدْعُوكُمْ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَإِلَى رَسُولِهِ. I call you to God, to His Messenger, to uphold the Quran, to reject falsehood, and to establish the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Who is willing to join me on this mission? So we see that Imam al-Mahdi will speak these words according to the ahadith of Ahl al-Bayt once he reappears in Masjid al-Haram on the night of Ashura, 9th of Muharram at night after Salat al-Isha. There's also one tradition, we cannot verify its chain. We don't have a solid chain for this tradition, but it's a really interesting one. This tradition says amongst the things that Imam al-Mahdi will say in Masjid al-Haram as he's giving that beautiful speech, the Imam alayhi salam will state the following. He will say, أَلَا يَا أَهْلَ الْعَالَمِ أَنَا الْإِمَامُ الْقَائِمُ. O people, I am the rising Imam. أَلَا يَا أَهْلَ الْعَالَمِ أَنَا الصَّمْصَامُ الْمُنْتَقِمُ. I am the avenger. We believe that Imam al-Mahdi, one of his goals after the reappearance is to avenge the martyrdom of Imam al-Husayn alayhi salam. And that's probably why he will appear on the night of Ashura, to let the world know that my grandfather Husayn, who started that revolution on the day of Ashura, don't think that he failed. No. The message of Husayn lives, and I'm continuing that message. Imam Husayn alayhi salam, his goal was to establish justice. On this night, we are establishing global justice. So we're basically continuing the message of Imam Husayn, and that's practical revenge from his enemies, because the enemies of Imam Husayn tried to stop him from establishing justice, and Imam al-Mahdi is establishing justice. So he says, I am the avenger. And then he says, أَلَا يَا أَهْلَ الْعَالَمِ إِنَّ جَدِّيَ الْحُسَيْنِ قَتَلُوهُ عَطْشَانًا. It seems the Imam will make an emotional speech about Imam Husayn. He will eulogize Imam al-Husayn. My grandfather Husayn has been killed thirsty. My grandfather Husayn was abandoned and his clothes were usurped from him. My grandfather Husayn was trampled unjustly. So it's a very emotional statement that the Imam will make. This is the night of Ashura. The whole world now hears that Al-Mahdi is in Mecca and he has reappeared. So on the 10th of Muharram, on Saturday, people, this will be a Friday by the way, the 9th of Muharram according to our hadiths. The following day will be a Saturday, the 10th of Muharram, which is the day of Ashura. That day of Ashura, the job of every follower of Ahlul Bayt is to get himself or herself to Imam Mahdi, to somehow join his movement. And the first inner circle are those 313 who have already gathered there. Once the Imam makes the speech, the next circle of righteous companions will show up. According to some hadiths, they are, a little bit more than 10,000. 10,000 and maybe a few thousand. That's the second inner circle. They will manage to get themselves to Mecca. Now, if you remember from the signs of reappearance, Al-Sufyani has already dispatched his army to go south to Mecca to destroy the Imam's supporters. In the land of Bayda, Allah will split the earth open. It will swallow the army of Sufyani, and they're out of the way. So now, with them out of the way, Assalamu alaikum, with them out of the way, the Imam alayhi salam marches north to Medina. Some ahadith indicate that the Imam, when he comes out, he will wear the shirt of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which he was wearing at the Battle of Badr. That same shirt, which belonged to the Prophet, or the Battle of Uhud. The Battle of Uhud, when the Prophet was attacked and his teeth were broken, he was wearing a special shirt. This will be inherited by the Mahdi, and he will wear that shirt upon his reappearance. So the Imam alayhi salam marches north to Medina. He liberates the city of Medina. Then he goes northeast to Iraq. On his way to Iraq, the Imam will encounter remnants of the Sufyani army. He eliminates them. He takes Kufa as his capital, which was the capital of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now, a hadith indicates that when Imam al-Mahdi settles in Kufa, his personal residence will be which masjid? Masjid al-Sahla. That will be his personal residence where he will stay. But the place where he will manage the daily affairs, judge people, rule from his government will be from which masjid? Masjid al-Kufa. By the way, they're not that far. I mean, today they're basically in the same city and not too far from each other. The same city. So Masjid al-Sahla will be the residence of the Imam. Masjid al-Kufa will be his place of governance. That will be in Kufa. Yes.
We said that he would reappear on the night of Ashura.
According to our hadiths, yes.
Is this something that depends on Bada?
Yes. Remember, the Bada can also impact such hadiths, because this is not a definite sign that is not subject to change. People may do things, some factors may play, they could expedite that. It could happen faster. But if things go as normal, as usual, it should be on the night of Ashura.
But then we do get other hadith also that say that it could be 25 or 25th of Zikar, the day the earth was spread from beneath the Kaaba, or it could be the day of Nuruz too. Like, we do get a hadith mentioning that too.
See, it's possible. There may be some hadiths, but the correct hadiths with the more solid chain, they indicate the night of Ashura. That's when he will, publicly reappear. Those other hadiths, they might indicate some level of appearance. Because remember, the Imam will reappear in stages. Once the Sayha happens in Ramadan, the Imam will be in contact with some of his followers. So maybe in Dhul Qa'dah, he may show himself to some of his followers before finally gathering in Mecca. But the more authentic hadiths that we have, they seem to stress that it will be the night of Ashura when he will make the speech in Masjid al-Haram.
Hadith clearly say night of Ashura, because I have heard Ashura.
Yeah, the hadith says at night after Salat al-Isha.
Okay.
And remember, in the Islamic lunar month, at night, the following day begins. So the 9th of Muharram, at night after sunset, is Ashura. It's called the 10th of Muharram.
That would be the Isha prayers in Masjid.
In Masjid al-Haram, yes. He will lead the prayers. He will actually lead the prayers. And that's when the custodians of Masjid al-Haram at the time will ask the Sufyani for help to destroy the Mahdi. And he will send the army, but Allah will destroy the army. So the Imam will liberate Mecca and Medina from the evil forces of the time.
And one last question. So they say that the Imam inherits all some things from each of the Prophet, like he's inheriting the staff of Prophet Musa.
Yes.
And the ring of Prophet Sulaiman.
Correct.
So the cloak that we were talking about, I am not sure, but that's what I've heard. That it's the cloak that Prophet Yusuf had, the one that caused Yaqub to get his eyesight back. It would be the same one.
Yes, the Imam alayhi salam, every special item that the prophets in history have left, it will be with him. But when he appears that specific night, it seems the hadith indicate he will be wearing the shirt of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But yes, he's in possession of the shirt of Yusuf alayhi salam. When he will wear it exactly, Allahu a'lam. Maybe later on he will show it to the people. And then once the Imam alayhi salam settles in Kufa, we also do have a hadith. Again, this hadith does not have a strong chain, but it's an interesting hadith. It says that the Imam alayhi salam will go south or north from Kufa, north to Karbala. He will approach the maqam of Imam Husayn alayhi salam, the shrine of Imam Husayn, and he will speak to Imam Husayn. The hadith indicates that Imam Husayn will respond back to him. Wa alayka as-salam ya waladi ya Mahdi. And then the hadith indicates that Imam al-Mahdi will take out al-tifl al-radhi', the 6-month-old son of Imam al-Husayn who was slain. He will take him out from the grave of Karbala and he will tell the world, "O people of the world, what was the sin of this child for it to be slaughtered in such a way?" So it will definitely be a very emotional experience.